For the topic of Pythagorean theorem on delta math, Pythagorean theorem applies to only right triangles. That means they have to have a perfect right little perfect corner in the one part of that triangle. Okay, just one right triangle or right angle is enough to make it a right triangle. So the Pythagorean theorem says, well, I know that there's a relationship between the legs. When I square them and add them, that's going to be equal to the square of that hypotenuse, that longer side across from that perfect corner. So our first question says, one of the legs of a right triangle is 5, the other is 6 centimeters. What's our hypotenuse? Well, we know the relationship, so we write down the good old Pythagorean theorem. If you need to visualize it, if that helps you, draw it out. Legs are the sides that wrap around that perfect right angle. I keep saying triangle instead of angle. Okay, so if you put that into our Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We know 5 and 6. Honestly, the order doesn't matter. It could be 6 and 5, okay, because you're going to add them up anyway. So we square them, we put them together. 25 and 36 are going to make 61, but we're not quite done yet because that's equal to c squared, the square of that third side. So I have to take out my calculator and press that magic square root button. It's the radical sign, and we could find the square root of 61, okay, because that's how you get rid of a square. It's an inverse operation, and your answer is approximately. That's why your equal sign is a little wavy. It's approximately 7.8. You have to pay attention to how they want you to round, because if it's not a perfect square, it's irrational and it will go on forever with no pattern. So they're going to make you round it, okay? And that's that example. The next one also without a diagram. So scary, right? I'm just teasing. It's not scary. All you have to do is draw it. Okay, one of the legs of a right triangle measures 6 and the other is 17. So same deal. You can sketch it if you want to. 6 and 17. It doesn't have to be a beautiful sketch. And write down your Pythagorean theorem and plug in the two things you know. These are legs, so that's your A and your B. So 6 squared plus 17 squared is going to equal c squared, right? And then you just square them. You add them, okay, and that's 325. So remember, 325 doesn't equal c. I have to find the square root of c squared to get my plain old c, and that's going to give me 18, okay, approximately, if we round to the nearest tenth even. So that's all you have to do for this particular delta math on Pythagorean theorem.